Where in the hell is that link for the website login he sent me? How in the hell are these two texting about football? You can't even play football, it's a pandemic. Seriously, 300 texts? I took a 2-hour nap. Oh god, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So many fucking memes.
If you work on your music with more than 2 people, you've probably been driven mad by group texts trying to plan things. Inevitably, someone doesn't pay attention when they're supposed to, or you're annoyed beyond belief by 2 of the people in the group chat having a conversation that doesn't need to be in the group chat at all. So this video, I'm going to teach you how to use Slack to make all your miscommunication and annoyances go away so the team you work on for your music can run smoother. Hi, I'm Jesse Kennan, a music marketing nerd who's teaching musicians how to go from 0 to 10,000 fans on YouTube, and this is Musformation. So your first question may be, what in the fuck is Slack? Slack is a chat app where you can invite people on your music team and talk in a group chat, much like a group text with way more bells and whistles. And your next question is probably, why in the fuck would you want something more complicated than group text? They're already annoying enough. Because Slack makes it better. Now, Slack has sold itself as an email killer, which I don't quite agree with, but there is one thing I do believe in after working on so many different teams that use it, is if you can use it with the right rules, it can become an amazing tool to make communicating with each other way easier. So let's talk about why it makes life better. The problems with group chats are many. 1, if you're talking to people who have Android phones, the group chats break all the time. 2, people talk about stupid subjects you have no interest in, but then they will have one message you were supposed to see, sandwiched between a discussion of their Little League baseball team and a discussion on string theory. They will tell you that the van needs to be repaired and are pissed off at you that you didn't notice that. It can often be like reading infinite jest to get through what has happened in a group chat after a few hours if you don't have time to read them in a day. There's also no way to alert you in a chat when you should pay attention. It's also impossible to search them if you want to review a discussion later. So let's talk about how Slack solves all of this. The first way I like to use Slack is to make a few chat rooms for the different subjects you discuss. This could be business, album planning, song development, music videos, concerts, or even the hobbies that you share like baseball. That way, if a member of the team has nothing to do with the subject, they won't get notified, but can always look what's being discussed if they go in that chat. But beyond the chats, the best thing about Slack is you can use @tags to call attention to whoever needs to pay attention to a subject at that moment. You can also use the @here or @channel tag, and that can page everyone who's active in the chat. But I think the real power of Slack comes in that you could have a meeting in a room about a subject and then search back to it a month later when it's time to execute and review it and actually make it happen. Let's say you're planning a new music video. You could then put all the thoughts on it into that chat and even invite the director to be able to review and plan along with you. The same goes for when you're discussing what's wrong with a mix with your mixer. If a member doesn't usually chime in, they can always review what was said at any time or come in and add to them if you have a question using an @tag. As well, members who aren't interested but need to get caught up on what was said can review it at their convenience, which can make postponing meetings for when 3/4 of a team is available no longer necessary, as the person who missed the meeting can then review it and add thoughts. You could even write a TLDR at the end of the meeting so they know what was said. That alone often makes the groups I work with switching over to Slack get more progress done and make their fan base building go faster. It also works great if you are having a chat and need to page someone to pay attention. You just their name and the notifications can notify them to peer in. If you want to have private conversations in here one-on-one, you can also do that, and then you have that same ability to search through what was said if you want to plan alone and not include other members of the team. When I've run music startups I started in the past, I actually refused to have phone meetings unless we had to, since I wanted everything we said to always have a record for review later in Slack. Slack makes it so you can easily search and find details, links, photos, etc. I mean, have you ever tried to find a link someone sent in a group chat a week or 3 later? It could take longer to find it than it would be to type 10 guesses into Google. Now, to make Slack work well, I do recommend turning off notifications for the rooms and make it so that you need to be @messaged to be told to pay attention. Now, you're probably thinking this must be insanely expensive when it's actually free. The only reason I ever see to pay past Slack's free tier, which is $8 a month per person, is if you want to be able to search back past 10,000 messages. But for the groups I work with, this is almost never necessary before that money is no longer an expense you care about. I can't tell you how much having a Slack for each project I'm involved in makes it better because the reasons are infinite. One of the groups I work with refuses to use it, and the reason I made this video is I see how much better run the teams are that do use it, and I wanted to make sure everybody knows that. Do yourself a favor and get to know this app, and thank me later. Thanks for watching. Am I missing anything? Is there any other way you would have done this? I need to know your questions and what no one else is telling you, since I want to answer them, so leave them in the comments, since I answer every comment in every post. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and get notified. And I'm going to be breaking down the concepts in this video along with how to promote your music and how to make songs you're happy with in the future. I have a Facebook group linked below that is only helpful information. No playlist or con artists, only artists having helpful discussions allowed. If you want to learn more about me, work on a record with me, or check out any of my books, podcasts, or anything else I do, go to jessecannon.com or at jessecannon on all the socials. One last thing, there's 2 playlists here. One is on how to grow your fan base from 0 to 10,000 fans, and the other is on how you promote your music with Spotify. Or you can hit the subscribe button below and stay tuned as I have tons of tips for musicians.